When you speak, do you strategically order the points that you're going to make? In this session, you're going to order your main points so it's easy for your listeners or your audience to follow along when you give your speech. I'm Dr. Warren, and a few months ago, I was at a meeting where one of the presenters was trying to make a sales presentation, pretty much. But he was just all over the place, really hard to follow. As I looked around in the audience, I could tell nobody was watching because we were all lost. And it just reminded me how important that it is to have a clear and strategic order to your presentations to help your audience follow along. So what I want you to do is order your presentation, your signature speech. Order your speech well. It's easier to follow. We're going to have three main points in this session. And they are, first we're going to talk about what is a strategic order and the differences in orders if you're going to be doing an informational how-to versus a persuasive order. And third, we're going to talk about signals, which means transitions and signposts to help your audience or listeners follow along. This is important because it's going to help your signature speech make more sense and be more engaging for your audience. Let's jump on into it. First, we have your email address, which is in strict confidence. All I need that for is to send it to you, this information to you. Here we're at structure your message, order of your main points. Here's your name. Put that in there. If you don't want someone seeing your name, use an alias. So let's jump into that first point, what are different orders for your speech? Well, as you can see here, we have chronological, which is time or step order. First you do this, next you do that. Spatial is a map. If you're telling someone about an area or you are sharing the different departments in a department store, this is your map. Then topical order, which most of you will use in your signature speech, is just different topics. It could be throughout your life from beginning to end, and then it would be chronological, but just different topics, what you're interested in. And we have the two persuasive orders down here at the bottom. One's causal, which is problem, cause, solution, and the other is beneficial, which is problem, solution, benefit. And I'll talk about more of those in a minute. So we want you to, at this point, choose one. Most of you will choose topical for your signature speech. And if you are adapting your signature speech for a sales presentation, you're going to use causal, which would be focusing on the cause. Beneficial, which would be focusing on the benefit. For me, I like the benefit. It works for me. That depends on your audience and your need. So what I'd like you to do is write the topic of your first main point and say, my first main point is. This is important because it's going to help your audience follow along. You may have subpoints under first main point. You may have your first idea, second idea, or third idea. So that's why it's important to say main points. And for your signature speech, these main points are going to be, the first main point will probably be your origin story. Your second main point will probably be something like your gratitude story. And your third main point will probably be something like your empathy story. Again, each story is 2 minutes long, so you're only going to have a 7-minute speech with the beginning and the ending. And the next point we're going to talk about is transitions and signposts. Really, this is our third main point. And the third main point, our transitions and signposts, are quite important. When you say, now let me start with my first main point, that's a transition from one idea to another. And we're transitioning to the beginning, from the beginning of the speech to your body of your speech. Then you have phrases which are signposts, which is my first main point, my second main point, my third main point. These are quite important as your audience doesn't have anything to see. Where you can see what I'm doing here in the form as you follow along and you can see a video, it's not as important. But when your audience doesn't have anything in their hands, it's quite important to give them transitions and signposts. And before I end, can you please give me some value you found in this builder? I'd really appreciate that, so I can help you and others in the future. Once you submit, remember to check your email to get what you've submitted. Then you can copy and paste that, put it together, massage it, and use it in your signature speech, because being able to guide your listeners, your audience, is a very important part to helping them follow along during your speech. So, order your points. Make following easier.